Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning trading room. Hang on here a second. We'll get the screen share going on. All right. So yesterday, actually not a bad day overall. The market kind of settling in as anticipated after a relatively brisk morning session. Today, however, we thought this was last week, but it's actually today is a triple witching day. It's actually a quadruple witching day, to be more precise. And this kind of situation occurs the third Friday of every third month. And what happens is you typically get three types of trading instruments expiring. Today we actually have four, which is why it's a quadruple witching day. The point is the markets on these types of days can be very unpredictable. They tend to be more volatile. They behave unusually, and they can be heavily manipulated as traders exit and enter new positions. So it might be a good day to trade in sim, or even just to take the morning off. Let's have a vote. Who wants to take the day off? Yesterday was our strata meeting, so I'm still in voting mode. All right. Well, let's see what we get. So we're off to a bit of a bearish start out of the gate. You can see here the overnight already really quite back and forth. The market opening up here somewhere around the 76.20 to 23 zone, and where we left off yesterday was down here around the 76.04-05 zone. So there, it looks like there was a little bit of an upside gap, which has been filled. But you can just see lots of back and forth trading as traders, I guess, are a little reluctant to get involved. This buy signal here would have been your first in sync eagle signal. That did not fill. Here was your second signal to buy. This one would have been filled. Currently, you could be working that trade looking something like this. Visually, you can see we're in the middle of the overnight trading range. Yesterday, the big number, of course, was 7,600. So we're trading a little bit above that. Mark crushing it pre-market here. Let's see here. Oh yes, I see this late filter entry right here. About a half an hour before the North American Open. That one is very pretty. Pretty much textbook. Look at how flat that trend line went. Never changed color, filter going out of sync, coming back into sync, and boom. Yeah, good trademark. So far, though, we've got ourselves still a very, very tight little sideways trading range. Not moving too far off of the mark here to start. And you can see all the tools really quite constipated. And back and forth they go. Maybe a slightly more bullish bent right now, as all four of the tools looking a little bit more bullish. The Geiger counter even here with a green Geiger counter, a green needle. We spent a lot of time bouncing off of 76.20 or thereabouts. So here's 76.20. We hit it from the open. Well, right off of the open. Got below it, technically 76.14. But after that, 1, 2, 3, 4, arguably 5 swings off 76.20. That could make for a pretty strong little zone, I might think. We'll see if we get anything resembling a pullback. Typically, we don't want to see so many signals developing in a row. Look at here, we've just got signals everywhere. We've got warning dots and buy signals, and sure, the market is drifting higher, but this should not be looking normal to you. And I use air quotes anytime I say the word normal and trading together. This is more typical. So you get a signal, you get some follow through. You get a pullback, you generate a signal, you get some follow through. This is what we're looking for most times. This should give you pause. It's not to say the signal doesn't work out. First micro macro cross here worked out very nicely, as did the red bar buy. And there's certainly a 4-arrow consolidation here in the mix, which also worked out. But I think you get my meaning. These are kind of warnings that, it's not your typical type trading day. The market seems to be struggling here too on the Falcon. Look at our filter. The trend line constantly changing direction. And look at all these warning dots everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's warning dots. Every second bar has got a warning dot. Compare that to this, where we produce a signal, follow through. We produce a signal, follow through. Even if you produce a signal and there's no follow through, at least it looks better than what it is we're looking at now. As we come back with another sell signal. The eagle, the sideways chop, is probably the most obvious on this tool. And of course on the Raptor, well, we're getting all the candy striping, the background highlights. And once again, just far too many signals here. A number one signal, a number two signal, a number one signal, number two signal, a number three, a number two, a number one, a number two. It's just too much. Could end up making for a pretty tight trading range today, possibly. That little rally up, checking out the top end of the range, and now maybe they're going to go looking for the bottom. That's just a guess. kind of back around this whole 76.20 zone, not really at 76.20. Well, if we were looking for a trade, this hard edge bounce looks about as promising as any. We've got the green Geiger counter. We have something resembling a trend, and we have now a second push opportunity. Now, does this look like the best opportunity today? No, it most certainly does not. Again, looking at the overall context of the chart, there's really a lot of sideways congestion here. In fact, there's so much sideways congestion, I should try to risk the trade all the way down here below that last swing. Now, one of the perks of being a trading room moderator is I can show you some of these less promising trades, and it may well work out. The market may well continue higher from here, but honestly, if you're looking for a trade to follow on, this may not be the best one. In fact, I don't think it's at all unusual, given that the market has kind of tested the top end of the range, that now we may see it try to break the bottom end, which means we're actually going to see the market trading back here around 76.20, maybe even 76.15, 76.14. Okay, so the signal obviously has changed here. I'm going to scrub that. Mark says I'm 2 for 2 on late filter entries to the upside. Don't know if there will be a third, but I'll probably take another if it presents. Then again, maybe I should be done and move on to my honeydew list early. Yeah, you've done well to grab those two trades here this morning. You're a braver man than I. Our tool's becoming a little bit more conflicted. You can see the hawk and the falcon here. Now, a little bit more bearish. Certainly the hawk bearish. The falcon doesn't know what's going on. The eagle bullish, but just barely so. And likewise with the raptor. Yeah, Mark says if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right, here now they're checking out the bottom end. We do have some room to maneuver here. If they take out the low of the morning, they would probably drift back into yesterday's range, which could see a retest of the 7,600 zone. Okay, here now with the short signals, so the tool's a little bit more in sync now. All right, we've filled that gap. Yeah, neither was I. Mark said that was a nice move that I wasn't a part of. I don't know if I'm going to get any trades off here today. We'll see how the morning unfolds. There's a possibility of a number two signal. Now we're kind of at the bottom end of this rather tight trading range. You could treat a number two signal as a buying opportunity in anticipation that the market may get back into that range. Again, not really the best of opportunities. Oops. What's interesting is we are back to the hard edge, which also happens to be at that 7620 zone. If we come away from here with a signal to short, that could be an interesting opportunity. Once again, our tool's a little conflicted here. Now we have the Eagle and the Raptor both bearish. The Falcon just producing a trend change signal. And the Hawk also, well, the Hawk is just very, very neutral here. We've got yellow bars, a gray trend line. The filter is all breaking up. All right, there's the number 3 signal. You know what? Here we go. I will throw an order in on that. Because I missed the setup, I just hit the sell order. Stops, ideally, 2 swings back. If that's a little rich, you could also go back here somewhere near the crest in the cloud. I might be sitting on this one for a little while. This is the breakout retest of this trading zone. So here's the breakout. Here's the retest. Here now the signal suggesting the market wants to stay outside of the trading range. Maybe. Hopefully. It is a struggle. But like I said, there is some room here if we can get below this 76.08 low. Next stop, 7,600. You can see we have primary support at 75.96 3/4. And if we get below there, the next support zone, 75.76 3/4. So, well, we'll see. We hit the first profit objective, got the stops at break even. Yep, see you, Ray. Ray says, I've had enough fun for one day. I'm taking the day off. Good plan. And that's all they were going to give me on that, as the buyers currently hold the lows. You can see our trade forecaster here on the Eagle also flip-flopping so often. We were in trend mode. That was probably through this move right here, but you can see we're quickly moving into swing mode. I have a feeling swing mode is going to come up, and it too is only going to last for 5 or 10 minutes, 5, 10, 15 minutes, not a lot. But we did get the one successful trade in there, and I guess, well, there's nothing wrong with that. That would kind of be my day right there if I were looking to make my $100 per contract. I have managed that. Might have been a little tricky going in on that one with, 5 or even 6 contracts. Just given the way the market seems to be moving around here today. We're trading in slow motion. Well, we're getting, actually here we've got, speaking of late filter entry signals, we have a late filter entry signal right here on the Falcon, which is also offering up a second push opportunity. If by chance you were looking to try to continue with trend, So we'll scrub that. Obviously, they're not looking to head any lower right now. In fact, we're getting a nice little bounce back up to the 76.20 zone. Okay, back into the hard edge. What do we think? Are they going to try to push it down one more time? We've got the same kind of mess going on where we've got actually a bullish hawk, the falcon, trying to get bullish. We're working a possible trend change signal, but look, the eagle and the raptor both into the hard edge. Okay, we're getting the bounce here. The eagle is possibly working a signal. Yeah, it's very balanced here. You can see the hawk and the falcon. I'll get ready for it. Well, we've got the hard edge bounce signal, the green bar sell here already on the eagle. I don't know if we're going to get one here on the raptor. Here, we haven't featured the eagle here for a little while. Once again, folks, if you're looking for a trade to follow up on, this may not be the best one. The market is very, very sideways here this morning, as you can see. We're kind of trading near the bottom end, certainly the bottom end of the overnight range. If they break this overnight low, the market definitely has some room below here. Like I say, next stop 7,600, and then I'd have to reference my support and resistance zones, but I think it was somewhere around 75.80. Let's take a look here. Where was it? So yeah, 7,600 or just past 7,600. Oh, 75.76. This is one of these trades you do in sim just out of boredom. As long as you're doing them in sim though, it's all right. Okay, they're trying, maybe. One thing's for sure, everything is in very slow motion here today. Yeah, kind of like walking in deep, wet snow. You're right about that, Mark. Um, Vincent's having here a little bit of a support issue. I'm going to get you to email Ben directly if any of you have support issues. I'm putting Ben's email there in the window. It's support@indicatorwarehouse.com. He's the guy I'm going to be passing your request on to. So just go ahead, email him directly, let him know what problem you're having. Okay, here now the big push once more. I may even bring my break even up here. Okay, so we got the break even and ooh, hooray. Well, that worked out well. And now that we're below this low here, we'll see exactly how far the market can go. We are at our primary support zone, as you can see. And then from here, next stop, the secondary support at 75, 76, 3/4. So I don't know. It turned out to be a pretty decent trading day here today. In spite of my hesitation. All right, we'll put that back on the shelf. Well, there they go. They're trickling down. Well, I was almost expecting a little bit more follow through from that, but it looks like they put the brakes on a little bit after getting through. Sellers still trying to push the market a little lower, and we're getting closer to the secondary support zone. I don't know if we're going to see anything else develop here today. We're really just kind of stuck. No, we're just kind of gone dead quiet yet again. Well, you know what, folks? I think that's kind of the move of the day right there. And while I would anticipate another little bit of a pushback rally-wise, I think maybe we'll knock off a little bit early here. I don't think we're going to see too much more out of this market, except it perhaps enter a little bit of a sideways trading range. All right, I will catch you again on Monday. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.